Hi there, Paul here. Today we're going to review the Yakima Skybox 16 cubic feet. As you can see here right behind me, I'm going to talk a little bit about it, some of the benefits of it. I've been a actually long-time user of cargo boxes. I've had them for many years. A must-have for someone, for a family who loves to drive up to the cottage and back, who has, there's four of us, four people and a dog, and in the past even two cats in our SUV to go back and forth to the cottage. So even with a large SUV, that can get pretty it can get pretty tight in there. So I've been a big time user of cargo boxes, and it was a pleasure here to be able to evaluate the Yakima Skybox 16 cubic feet. And with that, let's go right into the review. All right, so here is the Skybox actually installed on top of my SUV. We'll take a close look here. As you can see, it's 16 cubic feet. It's carbonite, so it's finished with a carbonite type material on the external part of it. If you look how it's actually attached here, you'll see these clamps, two on each side, two at the back and two at the front. You also see the locking mechanism. There's one either side, which the cool thing about this box, like a lot of them these days, is that it will actually open up on both sides. So regardless of which side you're on, you'll be able to open the carrier. So we will show that in a few moments. Actually, we'll start out, go ahead with this side. Actually, I'll just show you the mechanism to open and close it. So we turn it that way to open. And of course, you gotta hit the switch and then you pull up. And there we go. Okay, so that's the first side. All right, and to close it, very similarly, you hit the wait till you get the click, which is good, so that you actually know you've closed it. Some of the older boxes, you wouldn't know that it's actually closed properly. At least with the snap you just heard, you know it won't be an issue. So let's come around the other side here. Same kind of thing, put the key in, turn it, and then hit the switch, and she opened up across the other side. And there you go. Now we'll take a look inside as well to give you an idea what it's like. So if you look here at the front part, it's got a decent bar along the front for extra strength. You've also got some of these straps here that allow you to pull it down. It's hard sometimes if you're trying to close the rack or the cargo rack carrier from the ground. You'll also see the back, and you can see that it's got these sort of mechanisms that allow it to the back and the front to close, which is good because it allows for some flexibility. If you pull it from one side or the other, it allows it to shut properly. And you'll actually see the four clamps as well from the inside that you do have to lock down. So I'll show you one right here. Okay, so that's opening it, and you have to close it. These are the four clamps that open and or actually allow for the removal and the clamping down onto your roof racks right here. So this is the mechanism again to open it, to detach the whole carrier. To remove it when you have to. And all right, so Paul here again. So if you look here at these clamps, get a good shot here. You can to basically remove the cargo carrier or to fasten the carrier, as I mentioned earlier, you have to use these clamps. So you got four of them. Okay, two on each side. Two at the front rather, and two at the back, and there's the clamps underneath. You can see that. Try this a little better here. There you go. That one's undone. That one on the other side is still fastened. That one I've undone. The other side is still fastened. Now if you do all four, then the cargo carrier moves forward and then you can lift it off. Okay, let's do the other side and we'll get that done. So I've done the left two. I'm going to go around the car and do the other two. Be right back. All right, so I'm back here. Now I've done all 4 clamps. As you can see, the 2 at the back and the 2 at the front are done. Now all you've got to do basically, here's my hand, I'm just going to push it forward. You get the idea. And there you go. And now they've removed, the clamps are removed from underneath the crossbars. And you can literally just lift her up and pull her off and store it if you need to. Now, of course, living in the city, my wife will often park underground, living in Toronto here, at whether she's going shopping or has an errand to run. And you better take these things off because you probably won't get the clearance you want. So to be honest with you, one of the big things that I look for in a carrier is to make sure that they go on and off very easy. Okay, it's a must, especially if you live in the city, because you don't want to spend a lot of time up there. You know, every cargo box that I've pretty well worked with, and I've worked with a number of brands before, because we use these things very heavily to go up north to the cottage and back. I've got 2 little girls, and I've got a golden retriever, and they take up a lot of space, even on our 7-seater SUV. This is actually, my car is a 7-seater. It takes up there's a lot of space when we go up north. I'll just leave it at that. So we really do need the extra space to use the cargo carrier with, to carry all our baggage, towels, clothing, dog food, name it. We stuff it to the brim. Okay, we don't have enough space in the back to do that, especially with the dog back there. So anyhow, getting in and out, taking the cargo box on and off is definitely a big thing for us. The clamps make it much easier, but don't get me wrong, it still takes a bit of elbow grease. It takes a little bit of muscle to get this thing on, to position it in place, and to do what you need to get her hooked up. So let's hook it back up and I'll show you what I mean. Now that it's actually on, I can probably pull it back. As I mentioned, it takes a little bit of elbow grease here to get this thing going. So let's try here. Okay, there we go. So there's the front and there's the back. Sorry, there's a back there, more or less in position. The other side, this side here, the other side. Okay, so again, let's twist this first. Good, it's unlocked. Lift it up, and let's put the clamps in place. Okay, so clamp number 1. There we go. Clamp number 2. There we go. Make sure these wheels are tightened as well, the ones at the back. Both sides wheels have to be tightened to make sure this thing doesn't fly off when you're going on the highway. Okay, there's that side. I'm going to go around to the other side and we'll take a look when we're back. Alright, so I'm back here on the other side. We're going to do these 2 other clamps. As you can see, I've done the 2 on the left side. I'm doing the 2 on the right side now. So here we go again. Let's see where's the clamp here. Alright, there we go. There's the clamp. I'm going to push her down. Make sure it's nice and tight. Turn the wheels as I did on the other side. Okay, on this side here, sorry about the light here, it's not as good, but you get the idea. That's down. Turn both wheels and make sure it's secure. Oh, this one can use a little bit of tightness. All right, so let's look. So there's 1 there, there's 2 there. Both of them are clamped to the crossbars. There we go. Nice and tight. Excellent. Let's close the lid. Okay, you're at the click, that's good. Turn the wheel, make sure she's tight. Excellent, and there we go. We walk over the front here, let's take a look what it's like from the front. All 4 in, all nice and tight. And there we have it. Ready to go up to the cottage. Thanks for joining me on the review of the Yakima Skybox Carbonite 16.